Do you want to learn how to take personal responsibility without letting your inner critic win? My name is Kara, and I'm a therapist here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm here to teach you how to do that, how to take responsibility without letting your inner critic run wild. The first thing to do is ground yourself. Getting feedback or having a meeting with your boss can be super stressful, especially if you don't know what's coming. So grounding is important. What do I mean by grounding? Everything from having your feet flat on the floor, to sitting upright in the chair, to uncrossing your legs, which I'm guilty of crossing my legs as well. Just knowing that can be very helpful. It's like putting your feet flat on the floor. You can also drink water, especially if you're nervous, because this is going to help quiet your system. So these are two things that can help you ground. Once you start to get the feedback, the second tip is to make sure that you reflect on what you're hearing. Are you getting it right? Is what you're hearing truly what they're saying? A lot of miscommunication can happen between the person sharing and the person receiving. So reflection is a good technique for this. Make sure you have it right so you know exactly where you're headed with that feedback or that meeting. The third tip is to make sure you have solutions. We don't want to just have the inner critic run wild saying, oh my gosh, that was a horrible meeting. I feel awful. I did something wrong. I'm not good enough. That's all the inner critic talking. So instead, we actually want to talk about solutions. This reduces anxiety. It makes us leave that meeting feeling like we have a plan, which can really help our overall mood and resolve, saying, okay, I've learned, I can take responsibility, and there's a plan in place to move forward. Last but not least, the hardest part is to compartmentalize your critic. How do we do this? Well, some of us personify our critics. We know exactly what they look like and what they feel like, and we can actually put them to the side. Maybe you leave them outside the office door. Maybe you lock them in a cabinet. This is all a visualization where you say, that's my inner critic, here's what they look like, and put them away. It can be easier said than done, but with practice, it can be very fulfilling. So again, ground yourself, make sure you're reflecting on what you're hearing, ask and identify solutions, and of course, compartmentalize that inner critic.